Hi, it's Savannah O'Gwyn from Savannah Land 2. Because today is Thanksgiving and I'm with family and friends, I thought I would share just a start to finish video with you. Now I need a birthday card for a friend and I'm going to use a sentiment that I found on Pinterest for my card. Now I really don't have a design yet, but I think I'd like to use this sketch and the following paper Smooches stamps and dies. Now I know I want to use the ampersand die because the sentiment says coffee and cake. And I think I'll be using the alpha dots for the entire sentiment. And I'm not really sure if I'll use the little cake image and a coffee cup from Hot Concoctions. It's all up in the air, but we'll see how it ends up. Now since I want to share everything from start to finish, I'll be speeding up my video from here. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, for those of you who are celebrating in the United States. Now Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday because I have so much to be thankful for. And I just want to let you know that I am super thankful for all of you. Your comments and love mean so much to me. And I'm also very thankful that you watch my videos. So thank you and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. So I'm starting by just figuring out if I want these papers or how I want to use them on this card, and I decide that I'm going to put the corkboard design on the bottom. And so I've cut it into a similar size, and now I'm going to add it to my card base. Again, this is normally how I do all my cards. And I'm cleaning up the edges. And now I'm going to add another strip to the top. I thought that maybe it needed a little bit more design. I love my pattern papers. So that's not anything different for my cards. Now here I decide that I'm not really sure if I want a vellum piece on top or how I'm going to do this. Remember, I don't have a design really, so I'm just playing around with things. And I decide that I'm going to use this letter paper as a background. Now I'm cutting some flower paper for the top, and I'm just playing with my little clothespin and that little ampersand. I think I'm going to keep it underneath the clothespin, but first I need to stamp the and on top, and I decide that that pink wouldn't work, so I end up using a white ink instead. Now I'm playing more with the vellum, and I'm not really sure, so I pull out a cream paper and I decide that's not gonna work. So now I actually separate the clothespin and well, you just missed it, but I put some twine behind it, and now I'm pulling out my alpha dot letters to spell out my sentiment. And now I'm going to add my ampersand on there, and now I'm going to put my custom sentiment on top, and I check to make sure the clothespin works, and I really like it. Now you just noticed that I inked up my letter, but I didn't stamp it, and that's because I always forget to draw a line before I stamp. I want things neat, and so I had to pull it aside and re-stamp so that I could get a good line. And now I'm just doing the sentiment, and here you might notice while I'm repositioning the and erasing the line that I drew. But I'm going to start stamping with the E, but I decide not to because I don't want to run out of space. So I start with the C for the word cake, and then I finish the word. Sometimes I go backwards and sometimes I go forward. It all depends on if I think I'll run out of room. And I didn't. It looks really cute and I love it. So I'm playing with the little clothespin again, and I'm trying to think if I want to use the banner dies and make vellum banners, but I just decide that I'm going to use the alpha dots. Nope, I decide to pull out group hugs, and there's one of the sentiments on there that has the word make, and so the rest of the sentiment I'm going to mask using several different stamp sets. This one is particular from group hugs, and it's a little itty bitty word, make, and I think it's fun because coffee and cake are huge, and so are the rest of the words, and so it's a play on the fonts and things like that. And then I stamp the word birthdays, And now I'm going to do the word great, and I'm using, what is that set? It's called Sediment Sampler. That's what I'm using right there. And now I'm just highlighting the words with a clear glaze pen. This card really came together quite fast. Normally my cards are 2 or 3 hours, but this was done in 40 minutes. I don't know if it's because I was on camera. Maybe I should record all my cards, but I really love how it ended up looking. And so now I'm just adding the papers to the front, and I pull out my mini stapler so that I can staple the top after I've, added a bit of adhesive to it. And I ran out of staples, so I had to fill it back up. Only on camera does that happen. And now I attach my clothespin with some glossy accents. And I think that's it. Please leave a comment below with a link to one of your creations or projects, or link up to the Inspired by Virtual Smooches post. Maybe you will be our next featured fan. Plus, I'd love to check out your project. Thank you so much for watching, and happy Thanksgiving!